Welcome back. In recent weeks, the matter of a public inquiry into foreign interference has sparked intense debate and scrutiny. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has consistently opposed the notion, and even the former Governor General resigned as Special Rapporteur on Foreign Interference after advising against it. Faced with mounting pressure, the Liberal government now pledges to proceed with an investigation. However, with no updates regarding the inquiry's scope, leadership, or timeline, the matter remains unresolved as the House of Commons adjourns for the summer. So what happens next is the question, Dean.
Well, I think there's a number of different solutions on the table. I gave testimony to Parliament about a month ago with respect to this issue on foreign interference as well as elite capture. As far as the inquiry goes, it's too big for one person, as I wrote in the Hill Times recently. We need a panel of experts coming out of law, out of the policing, and out of intelligence to actually tackle this entire problem, because it is much, much larger and much deeper than we can hope to understand.
Okay, but to play devil's advocate, and I'll put this to you, Shun, is this what the diasporic community wants? Because it's a very expensive process, it will take many, many months, and we do know, to some extent, the extent of this already.
Yeah, actually, Canadians need to know our real situation. I forgot to tell that I was turned back by 2 universities and turned back by one high school because of my studies and because of I talk about human rights in Canada. And this is a fact to everybody that when Canadians understand our real situation, I think the government, they need to know that they have to do something.
I think it's even deeper than that, with my all due respect. So what will bring us, doesn't matter how much it costs, it's accountability. Accountability is the key here. And instead of finding somebody that the Prime Minister know him and he's giving all the wrong advices, basically, which is, by the way, is called conflict of interest. It's a very simple conflict of interest.
Yes.
So this man did not resign because there was too much pressure from the political leaders. There was too much pressure from the public as well. But will bring us accountability to our government. And I will tell you why that's important. Because if we have chance in hell to win this battle, we have to start from home. You cannot face an enemy from outside until you fix your own home.
I know, but I've seen public inquiries in the past, Sam, and they've been fulsome, but they haven't led to anything.
That's a very fair point, and that's always the challenge when you look at a public inquiry. Trust me, I've seen what came out of the British Columbia situation. Some very important data was confirmed in BC, confirming that all my reports were accurate and the problem was worse. So I would hope that that would be the frame of a public inquiry into foreign interference. We know, yes, China, Russia, India are major threats in Canada, and yet we still have a lot of denialism. And in my view, the questions that need to be asked are people such as Mr. Johnston, such as the people surrounding the Trudeau Foundation, do they have more to hide? And really, I've said my largest concern is for our amazing diaspora communities. They come to this country to thrive, and like all of us, to vote freely, to be protected. And I'll tell you this, people have speculated on the motivation of leakers, whistleblowers. I'll say on this show, outright, they are patriots, they are nonpartisans, they're deeply concerned that diaspora communities are under physical threats of violence. It's that bad.
Broad strokes, should Canada's strategy on China be guided by this, by what's happening today?
Canadians do need a reset, and we need to, which could start with the Foreign Agency Registration Act, which is currently being circulated by Senator Leo Housakis in the Senate, but that will be voted down in the Senate in all likelihood because the Senate ultimately is controlled by and influenced by the Chinese Communist Party directly and a number of individuals within that Senate.
Another good segue into our next segment, but final word to you.
Yeah, I agree with Majed here that this is about accountability. The Chinese interference in your politics is not a myth. It's a serious thing. And there is obviously something going on. And Canadians have to have their eyes open. I think the inquiry should take place. It's good for everyone, and the allegation must be investigated. I was surprised when I heard that the Prime Minister and the Special Rapporteur were against the inquiry. That is, from a political view, it's not good for the Prime Minister.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, how has this become so partisan? But quick break, we'll pick up on the other side. Don't go away.